Welcome in this video of the House of Asian Cinema. When worldwide audience discovered South Korea being run out by zombies in Last Train for Busan, it also met a charismatic and likable character, Ma Dong-seok. In this video, we will follow his career and suggest some of his works to continue the discovery. Born Lee Dong-seok, the young Korean-American followed his family to the States, more specifically to Montana, when he was 19 years old. Having become Don Lee, he moved from states to states, taking several blue-collar jobs in the process, from truck driver to barman or construction worker. At the same time, the young man developed a passion for English boxing after watching Rocky and increased his muscle mass to better deal with racism. From 60 kg on average when he arrived in the US, he reached 120 kg at his maximum. His interest for physical workouts motivated him to study physical education at Columbia University. Once graduated, he became a coach, supervising the training of former UFC and Pride heavyweight champion Mark Coleman and his disciple Kevin Randleman. His sport career could have kept going forever if he didn't cross paths with director Min Joon-ki, who proposed him to join the cast of his remake of Sonny Chiba's classic G.I. Samurai, now named Heaven Soldiers. Don Lee came back to his native country with the intention to make it in the local show business and renamed himself Ma Dong-seok, a derivative from his school nickname Akma Dong-seok, the Korean equivalent of the Japanese Akuma, demon, of which he kept only the ending. If Heaven Soldiers was his launchpad into the Korean film industry, his unusual physical appearance compared to the local beauty standards made it hard for him to build his new career. He often failed at auditions and had to revert back to his experience as a coach to survive, training other, more famous actors. Still, his perseverance paid off and he managed to get a few supporting parts which made him more familiar to the local audience. We could see him as an henchman of Lee Byung-hun for the hectic The Good, the Bad and the Weird, and in the drama The Moonlight of Seoul. His unusual physique became his asset and he became a sought-after supporting actor in a wide array of films. Obsessive fan of a radio host in Midnight FM, small punk in Doomsday Book, a patient of a remote hospital for Rocking on Heaven's Door, a gay customer in the romantic comedy Dancing Queen, or a sportscaster for Mr. Go. With his popularity rising, his supporting parts also grew bigger. For Kun-do, he was one of the main members of the Righteous Band of Outlaws. A suspicious policeman in the Chronicles of Evil, or this loving husband who beat up zombies in Last Train for Busan. He started to get lead roles in 2013 with The Secret Scandal, in which he plays a journalist who investigates the suicide of a young actress, opening the door to the dark secrets of sexual abuse in the South Korean's entertainment industry. Having become a staple of the industry, he managed to widen his lead parts, such as in the comedy The Bros, in which two brothers reunite following the death of their father.
야, 니라니, 어? 네 아버지가 그렇게 가르치디? 형한테 그렇게 막대하라고?
The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil, in which he is a crime boss who hunts down a serial killer.
족같은 소리야, 이 씨발네.
Or in The Outlaws, as a hard-boiled policeman facing ultra-violent criminals. Not being the kind of man to let others drive his career, Ma Dong-seok created his own production company and gathered a team of scriptwriters, the Gorilla Team, to sign tailor-made scripts for him. They are the creative force behind The Outlaws, Champion, Soulmate, and Unstoppable. Proof of his always increasing popularity, he will soon appear in Marvel Studios' The Eternals. What conclusion can we reach on Ma Dong-seok's career? When it comes to his supporting part, what is striking is that even now, he is always willing to appear in this kind of small roles. A disposition which guarantees him a continuous presence in the local cultural environment. Another striking feature when studying his filmography is its diversity. Quite logically, he has often played the muscle gangsters or the aggressive policemen. But he also got to play characters far from what his appearance would let us think. In Along with the God, The Last 49 Days, he is a house deity. In Ashfall, he is a high-level scientist. In Startup, he is a cook fan of K-pop. A wide array of roles with which he had the opportunity to hone his talents. And even when he only plays supporting parts, he often steals the show from his leading partners. That was the case in Last Train for Busan, the film which got him noticed outside of the peninsula. But the same phenomenon applies to films such as the vengeance movie The Five, the cheesy Working on Heaven's Door, or The Flu.
그래야 정부가 우리를 살릴 대책을 마련해 줄 겁니다. 서울로 갑시다!
In this already extensive filmography, what films have made the best use of Ma Dong-seok? Here is a small selection in all subjectivity to help you to discover this endearing actor. In fifth position, we have Derailed, directed by Lee Song-tae, in which he is a pimp facing a band of 4 young outcasts. If his character is similar to the many rough and tough individuals he has often played, the more than average realistic context of the film makes his performance more grounded and gives him the opportunity to display more subtle emotion than his more commercial endeavors. In fourth position, we have Last Train for Busan, because to see Ma Dong-seok beat up zombies is always fun. In third place, we have Champion, directed by Kim Yong-wan. This remake of Menahem Golan's Over the Top was a labor of love for the actor, who was impressed by Sylvester Stallone's performance when he saw it. He has many opportunities to display his impressive muscles, but also show a more tender side of his personality in the family scenes. A remake better than the original and which could lead to a real-life sequel, as the popular wrestler The Rock has proposed Ma Dong-seok to have an arm wrestling contest with him.
You look like a badass and your arm looks crazy big. I don't know if I would win, but I'm happy to try and arm wrestle you.
Dwayne, the man, this is done. I've been a big fan of yours since your wrestling days. The Rock, yes. Thanks for the shout out, and it's gonna be great to arm wrestle a real champion like you someday.
In second position, we have Startup by Choi Jong-yeol. Ma plays a short-tempered cook of a Chinese restaurant, fan of K-pop, who will advise a young misfit on how to lead his life. An opportunity to see the comedic side of the actor, something he seems to have a lot of fun doing. At last, the first place belongs to the Team Gorilla's production Unstoppable, directed by Kim Min-ho. Not because its concept is brilliant or original, it is basically a variation on Pierre Morel's Taken, but it still manages to keep the suspense high. And seeing a grumpy Ma Dong-seok uses his big fist to dispense justice never gets tiring. Through his different roles, as a lead or in a supporting position, the typical character starts to take shape. The cinematic Ma Dong-seok is obviously a force of nature, able of superhuman feats and an ability to slap people with the power and the spirit of a Bud Spencer. But this rough appearance hides a tender heart. He always has somebody to protect, someone for who he is ready to give his life, may it be his wife or his children, real or adopted. To sum it up, he's a big teddy bear who can transform in 1 second into a dangerous grizzly.
어제일만 생각하면 잠이 안 와, 이 개새끼야.
Nevertheless, even if he managed to make his character relatable and satisfy most of his fans' expectations, we are still waiting for a part in which he could give the full measure of his talent. Maybe because Korean cinema prefers to follow safe formula, and Ma hasn't had the many opportunities to work with the best directors of the industry, the ones who could push him out of his comfort zone. Such an opportunity almost happened when he worked with Kim Ki-duk on One-on-One. Unfortunately, it turned out to be one of the most minor films from the Korean author. Still, there is enough time for Ma Dong-seok to reach his full potential. Thank you for having watched this video. I hope it will motivate you to discover further Ma Dong-seok's filmography. Don't hesitate to post your question or observation in the comment section below. I will do another video to answer them. See you soon on the House of Asian Cinema.